Alright, so it looks like we got a few people in here. Give everybody a little time to make their way in here. See, I got the wifey in here with me today, my number one fan. But basically, where I left off Friday night were the cable chains. Just trying to decipher exactly what chains I wanted to put where, and I believe I've made the decision that I'm going to go with the bigger chain that came with this kit at the very back. We're probably going to be doing a little bit of, we're going to go ahead and put our cable chains in, and I'm going to go ahead and start running the wires and everything that I need for the tool head wiring. Right now, I'm gonna have to wait on my heated mat. It's the one I ordered was the wrong one, and I also need to do a public apology to KV3D. I said they sent me the wrong DIN rails, and actually they sent me exactly what I ordered. I ordered the 320 millimeters, and I needed the 370 millimeter ones. So we've got those parts ordered. They should be here probably maybe Tuesday or Wednesday of this week coming up. And I also have ordered a new heated mat for my build plate, one that's going to work with my build plate surface. These are all rookie mistakes. They happen. But anyway, I'll dive right into getting this proper length of cable chain that I need for the Z. So it looks like we just got the poor boy's wife in here right now, which is fine by me. So that's going to be, got the Z travel just about maxed out back here in the back that I'm going to be able to get with this cable chain. And what I'll probably do is I'm going to go ahead and snip off this this little strain relief, because it's going to get in the way whenever I try to mount this up down here. So we'll go ahead and take our little nippers right here, and it shows that there are 5 online. Awesome. Yeah, they're just quietly observing. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But we're going to nip this little piece off right here in the back. Oh Lord. Looks like we're having Stephen Reimer. Hi, welcome to the stream. I see that that we're already having issues with the stream. And I'm wondering if it's my stepson back there gaming while I'm streaming. Maybe the internet can't handle it. But yeah, we're just going to see if we can't open our finger up right here live. Just kidding. Hope I don't. But basically what I'm doing today, Stephen Reimer, is I'm going to just kind of basically try to get some of this wiring started. Yep, that went flying everywhere. That way, whenever I get my my heated mat for my build plate, maybe I'll have a lot of this wiring ready to go. And we'll make our way down to the electronics bay and start getting all that stuff installed. I'm hoping that I'll have maybe possibly a lot of the wiring from the tool head going down through here and everything kind of routed through the cable chains. Then all I have left to do is run my bed wiring down to the bottom. That's the plan and the goal. but I'm just going to clean this up a little bit with my X-Acto blade. Tidy it up some. Yeah, I kind of ordered the wrong DIN rails. I thought I had ordered the correct ones. I must have overlooked the fact that I needed 370 millimeters instead of 320. But anyhow, these things happen. So I need some M3x6 flathead screws here. I'm just going to get this attached. That way I can see how many links I might need to pull away from this Z-chain here. So I'm a little bit curious as to, does anybody need a heated mat? That might be in our chat today. Where it's about a 240 millimeter. We went with the IGUS cable chains on this one. I don't know if, like, some of the people that's in here, if they had caught the last stream. I'm already doing this wrong. I'm missing one of the heat set inserts that I put in. But I don't know if anybody caught everybody that's in here caught the last stream. This thing come with 2 different size cable chains. We got a monster of a Z chain back here in the back compared to the ones that are going up top. And I pretty much just kind of laid them in here off stream and looked at them and decided that I'd put the bigger one back here at the back. It just made the most sense because it's getting the bigger wires. How's the stream holding up? Does it look great? Everything, ain't nothing glitching or anything like that, is it? It's a tight spot. And we're dropping screws already. All right, good deal. Poor boy's wife to the rescue. Says it looks great. So my fingers can't even get in here to get this dabbling screw in, which is kind of unfortunate. What I may do is take this little Z-chain mount loose. That way I can get to it a little easier. What I'm gonna have to do. There's no way that I'm gonna be able to get this to go in there. Not like that. So let's see. A little driver right there. Ken Sang, glad to see another Trident being built. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. This has been an adventure right here for me because this is my first one. I've never actually built. Number one, I've never built a boron. And number two, oh, that's awesome. Just drop that right down in there. But I've never built a Trident or a boron printer for that matter. Tinkered around with it a little bit. Kind of got me a full-on custom Ender 3 Pro. It's pretty much not even an Ender 3 anymore with all the stuff that I have in it. Oh wow, that one's gone. I guess that's why they give you extras. Trying to decide between the Trident and the 2.4. So Stephen Reimer, I don't know if you've ever built a 3D printer. A lot of people that have built them quite a bit, I think they suggest the Trident. It's a little bit easier of a build. But if you like me, sometimes you like a challenge. You might would want the 2.4. Oh, welcome to the stream, Kenneth. Glad to have you in here with me. But all we're doing today is just kind of picking up where I left off Friday. I tried to sneak in here Friday after work and get started. Moving along a little further as I can with this build, and we just had all kinds of issues and stuff. And mostly it has to do with me ordering the wrong, incorrect parts for the most part. And I am a bit of a noob when it comes to this stuff, especially when it comes to the Voron. So I'm trying to fish this thing in here without having to take that apart. But it looks like to me I'm going to have to. I don't believe I'm going to be able to get this screw started straight. Trident is easier, 2.4 is taller and harder. Yeah, that's kind of why I went with the Trident. I heard it was just a little bit easier of a printer to start out with when it comes to the build process. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I got it going now. Might not have to take it apart. Get the correct nut driver here. It's going to bother me that screw's down in there now, and we'll be wanting to fish it out later on. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Just get these secured at the moment. That way I can find the desired length that I need for this Z chain. Maybe. Let's see. Looks like I'm probably going to want to take 1, 2, 3, 4 links off right here. So that's going to give me a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 links. For those who might be curious about how many links it would take, that's what I have. But I have a bigger chain than I think what should come with this, but I don't know. I just know everybody else said that their chains were pretty much all about the same size. Like I said, for whatever reason, mine came with a pretty big cable chain for the Z. These things should just come apart pretty easy. There we go. Your second 2.4 kit has been in a box since Christmas. No time at all. Man, I tell you, I started live streaming every bit of this build process here. And I have a lot of people who have came in and have seen it through quite a bit. And I just want to keep the stream going, or keep the live stream build process going. So that looks pretty good. Looks like I might could slide this over a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like it ain't quite square. It's like it's leaning back this way some. And that might have to do with that being a bigger cable chain there. Just wrapping up a V0.2 build. All right. So what's the build volume on that V0.2? curious. So it looks like, yeah, may wind up having to tweak this little hole underneath here, that way I can get, because that bigger chain is definitely going to create some issues for me. Hey, good morning, First Layer. Glad to have you in here with me. You know me, I can't stay away from this thing. I try to get it when I can. Jumping in here and just picking up where I left off. Wanting to show every bit and piece and process along the way. Maybe somebody could gain something from it. Or if they just trying to decide they want to get into a Trident, maybe this will help them decide. Don't know. Looking forward to your stream tonight, First Layer. Love to see you get that thing built. And you're taking your 2.4 to Murph, right? Let's see if I can get this thing out there with a magnet. $120 cube, roughly. All right. So I got a bunch of these Neo Addendum magnets right here. I mean, a whole bunch of them. They were really cheap on Amazon. Probably be using them quite a bit. I think I still got to have some for the doors. Look how easy that was. Very nice. 1 a.m. on at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am continuing me boron build today. Very nice. Yes, sir. Yeah, I can't wait to see this thing right here push plastic. So, I know you probably seen it, First Layer, on the last build stream, but this bigger chain right here is definitely going to create a little bit of a problem. Seems like, for me, yeah, if I put it in the correct mounting, or where it's the 73 millimeters as suggested in the manual, it's got my chain kind of coming at an angle like that, which, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing, but it seems like it's creating a little bit of a binding issue. So I'm probably going to have to relieve it some by sliding it over, which then in return, a little hole right here that's made inside let's see, yeah, you can see it right there, you know, for the wires to go through. It's going to throw it out of whack. So I may wind up having to open that up a little bit more, but I don't want to create a problem, or where I don't want to create a hole right here that's just going to be blatantly obvious. So I'm going to try to mitigate the issue by maybe keeping it as square as I can get it, or square-ish, and then open that hole up later on a little bit more. But I think that's what I'm going to have to do. It's either that. I don't think these cable chains right here, these smaller ones, are going to be long enough for the full Z travel there. They might. And I could put the bigger one at the top. You may have to take out a link or two. Yeah, I've done removed, let's see. We removed about 4 links of this big one. Maybe I need to take out another link. To me, it just seems like they sent me the wrong chain. I don't know why they threw that bigger one in there. Everybody else said all their cable chains were the same size. Yeah, these right here are clearly, let's see, spin it around here to this back camera. So you see how big that monster is right there. And I showed this on the last stream. Look at the difference in the size. I mean, that's unbelievable. Thought about putting that one, the bigger one, and this is what Jack Black suggested in the other stream. He said that he'd put the bigger one up here along this rail. It seems like I would have a little bit more wiring in this one because of all the wires that are coming from the tool head, and then I have the X and Y limit switches there that are going in, and I'll have to run more wires for that, so there's going to be even more wires coming through here. I kind of thought that I wanted to use this bigger chain for the Z back here because we got bigger wires going through it, 18 gauge wires. I guess these are the problems that you encountered with a source field like this. Sourced all my parts. This wasn't a kit, so right now I have the hole down here. Let's see. Yeah, the hole down here for the wiring is just completely blocked off by my 3D printed part. So that's a problem. The joys of building 3D printers. Solving problems. The bigger one is a 10 by 15 and the small one should be a 10 by 10. Now, the first layer, do you know if the 10 by 15 should go? It looks like it says 10. It says EZ 15.10 0 or .028. The bigger one is a 10 by 15 and the small one should be 10 by 10. Let's see. I have to get my eyeballs after that. I can't see. Yeah, this one says 10 EZ or E2I.10.10.018. And that one says E2.15.10.028. Really interesting. I think I got an oddball chain here. I'm just gonna have to make it work. And I may just put this bigger one up top here along this rail, like Jack Black suggested. Let's see how one of these smaller ones do back here in the back. I know there's not as many wires coming from the bed and going down here to the electronics as it is. Dang, it sucks. I know I done cut a strain relief off of this. See, that's what I was worried about doing the other night. It'll be alright. Should carry all the wires to the control area. Okay. Yeah. You talking about carrying all the tool head wires, maybe? The 10, 15. First layer, what size did you say that your 2.4, it's going to be a big one, ain't it? Like a 350, or is it a 300? And I'm curious if you already have a heated mat for it. because I'm gonna have a spare heated mat around here. Can't do nothing with. Ordered the wrong one, so I've already ordered the correct one for it. One step closer. That's all I'm trying to do. Just one little piece at a time. Get it closer and closer. Not gonna rush anything. These little screws, they trying to get away from me. Yeah, I've done clipped this little piece off right there now. My strain relief. .300mm at .4R2, and I have a mat and bed. Okay, awesome. So yeah, I was kind of looking to try to find somebody who might need a mat, a heater mat, because I'm not going to use mine. I might just give it away. Somebody's interested in it. I'm not going to do nothing with it. I definitely don't plan on building another 250mm, so I really don't have much use for it at the moment. Let's see, I'd have to remove all kinds of links, and even that, see, look, that doesn't, it won't want to sit down on there like it should. It's just too big of a chain. This is going to have to be the Z. It's going to have to. It's kind of what I'm seeing. It's just going to have to be the Z chain. That's what it wants to be. And we have had a little too much caffeine this morning, so between energy drinks and coffee, it's probably why I'm dropping so many screws. I'm very fidgety. And we'll put it back on here. It isn't going to work for, I think, the tolerances that I have for the Z and Y axes. I'm going to have to make it work for the Z. It's going to be the best place to put it. So this is probably going to be one of the boring streams because we're going to be running a lot of wire. I'm going to try to figure out my wire lengths, get them run through these cable chains, and building a wiring harness for this tool head. I don't expect a lot of people would be real interested in that, but maybe they will be. Who knows? Yeah, I kind of messed up on the last live stream and said KB3D sent the wrong damn rails. I also made the mistake of saying that I was biased towards I was kind of just looking back at at the last live stream and listening to what I was talking about, and I said I was biased towards West 3D printing. I misquoted. I meant to say I was biased towards KB3D. I've had so many issues with different stuff that came from West 3D printing. Not real happy with them at the moment. I'm not saying it's their fault, me being a rookie. Probably ordered the wrong stuff anyway. Who knows? Who knows? It's a lazy Sunday 3D printer build. Yeah, this Z chain right here, this is what it wants to be, this bigger one. That's what it's gonna have to be. I wonder, I may have to remove one more link. May have had just a little too much there. I think one more would probably look and do a little better. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull out one more and see how that looks. John Paulett. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome to the stream, John. Glad to have you in here with me. Like in the thumbnail or the title of the video, just a lazy Sunday 3D printer build. So I've removed a total of 5 links from this chain that was sent to me. There we go. Now let's see how this looks. Definitely looks a lot better. I believe you was correct on that one, first layer. Need to remove an extra link there. I just had quite too many going on. I am worried that it feels like there's a lot of tension on this. It might put some undue tension on my printer bed. See if I can get this. Looks like my hammerhead T-nuts right here aren't really spinning and locking in like they're supposed to either. Awful lot of tension on that chain. You might want that other link. Definitely don't want no binding and tension on this bed. That sure is an awful lot. Poor boy channel and the wife just subscribed. Awesome. Hey, I'm glad to have you as a subscriber. Absolutely. We're gonna be live streaming every bit and piece that goes into this 3D printer. There might be some super boring moments along the way. Yeah, this bigger chain right here is definitely going to create some issues for me, I think. But it's almost like it does need that other link in there because I don't want any binding going on. I think it's gonna need it. Hello, Shawdell. Welcome to the stream. We're in here doing a lazy Sunday 3D printer build. Just messing around. Trying to get further along. I'm trying to get to the electronics. And I don't know if you missed it or not, but like I was saying earlier, went back and had to just kind of reassess everything that I've ordered so far and just look at it, and I realized a lot of the stuff that I have is not working. Mistakes on my part. Ordered the wrong heater pad. Trying to get these hammerhead T-nuts spun around here, that way they'll lock in a little better. They wasn't locked in very good. So there's that one. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're seated now. Whole lot better. Jenny, poor boy's wife, you have to get on camera with that hammer. Yeah. And I just want to take a look and see if I still have my 73 millimeters back here. That's what it called for at the back. 73 mil. We're at 73.10. Swear, I almost think I need to put that other link back in. It just seems like to me that's going to create some binding for the bed. It's almost like it needs it. So, we're just trying to cipher through all this, figure it all out. See if I can't break a 3D printed part on a string here, or a chain. That would be great. And I'm also seeing that I'm not going to be able to open up back here at the back. I'm not going to be able to open up this very way. You're not going to be able to see it from right there. Let's see. This very bottom little door right here for the I guess you could say that that's for the wiring. Yeah, it's not going to open up for me. One problem after the other. Thing feels really tight. I don't know, fellas. I'm gonna move on up here to the top a little bit. Play with these. The Poor Boy channel. Is this your first Voron? Absolutely. Yep. Never built one before. I'm following the manual. I'm trying to follow the manual, to a T. For the most part. See my screw laying down here on the ground. Yes, sir. This is my very first Voron build. I've had a lot of great guys in here to try to help me along with this process. It's a great community. See that right there? That's the perfect amount. think? Looks like it to me. And I'm just going to check the instructions and make sure. I think it gets the hammerhead T-nuts for that too. So yeah, might have to take away a link or so from right here. That actually looks pretty good too. So how's that look, fellas? Like the proper amount. I ain't got it buttoned down yet. Maybe pull a link away. No, it's laying in there pretty good. Poor Boy channel, you presume by the way you're talking it's self-sourced, correct? Yes, sir. Everything's been self-sourced. I bought a lot of like kits type stuff, like hardware kits, a Lineo do-it-yourself wiring kit. The frame was a complete frame kit, but not everything else from LDO, and then all the other miscellaneous stuff from different vendors. I bought a lot of kits, I guess you could say, like wiring kit, hardware kit, motion kits, but that's pretty much how I done it. At the Poor Boy channel, I am wearing the same pants at the moment. Hey man, these are my lazy. I'm telling you, Sunday. I've had a hard work week, and I just want to be comfortable. I wear blue jeans or work clothes all week. It's Sunday. I'm at home. I'm kind of relaxed. I want to be comfortable. Yeah, these are the lay around the house and lazy Sunday pants. Let me find some hammerhead T-nuts. If I could get away with wearing these all day, I probably would. Some people might would look at me funny if I go out in public with them on. Let me just make sure I'm doing this right. I'm gonna go to my manual here. But I'm pretty sure it calls for hammerhead T-nuts at the top too, whenever you mount the cable chains. But just to be sure, I always want to double check myself. Actually, it shows an M3 T-nut at the top. It just shows one. Okay. At the Poor Boy channel, did that work out cheaper? So, John, the reason why I had done a lot, I know the kit would be cheaper, just because of shipping costs and everything like that. And I probably could have just, saved the money and then just purchased the kit all at one time. But I kind of decided to just grab a little part here, a little part there. I'm sure it's probably not much cheaper. I haven't really added all the cost up yet. It actually might wind up being a little bit more because of shipping costs and whatnot. But because I didn't have the money all in one shot, I just grabbed a little part here and there where I could. And I got exactly what I was wanting. I wanted stainless steel hardware. I wanted the IGUS cable chains. I know it's recommended whenever you first build a Voron to follow the manual to a T, but I was seeing that tap and all that stuff like that going on with it, and I was a real big fan of the look of the Stealth Burner, so I was like, why would I go ahead and build all that stuff out and then just pull it right back off because I wanted to upgrade it. So I just went ahead and jumped off the deep end and dove into all the upgrades and everything too as well. Hey, Golden Jaguar, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you in here. Heyo, folks, in the road, but you're dropping in to say hi. Well, thanks for stopping in to say hi. I'm glad you're checking us out. We're just gonna play around with some cable chains and wirings. Try to get the tool head wired on this thing, maybe. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm thinking it's wanting me to put actual T-nuts in here for the cable chains up top. Yep, M3 T-nuts. So I was grabbing the wrong ones, and it's just showing one. So let me get rid of these hammerhead nuts. So we got the M3 roll-in T-nuts going in the top up here. Mount these chains up top. Poor Boy Channel, what other printers do I have? So I have the only other printer I have is this Ender 3. I don't know if you can see it back here in the background. It's right here. This is just, that's it. It's the Ender 3 Pro. It's been modded with all linear rails, touch screen, Big Tree Tech, I think it was the SKR Mini E3. I think it's the V2. I converted it into a direct drive. It has the Micro Swiss hot end, BL Touch, auto bed level. It's pretty much had all the mods that you can do to it. And the thing that I don't like, this was a kit that came from Micro's Development Group out of Texas. I think was the name of the company. And the thing that I don't like the most about it is all the wiring and stuff. It just kind of hangs loosely in the background. I don't know if you see that. And what drew me to the Vorons was everything's kind of nice and neat and tidy. All your cables are in chains, cable chains. So I decided I needed a printer that actually has an enclosed chamber for some of the things that I'm doing and have planned to do. So I decided to jump off and build this Voron Trident. And we're going to take that switch wire and we're going to turn it into a Voron, or not switch wire, we're going to take the Ender 3, I'm going to turn it into a switch wire eventually. That's the game plan. But yeah, these are the only printers that I have at the moment. This one and my Ender 3 Pro. I don't even know what you'd call it today because it's not really an Ender 3 anymore. There's not much left of it that was Ender 3 except for the frame and probably the power supply unit. That doesn't want to go in there. Did it print all your Voron parts? Absolutely. Yeah. Yep, I used it to print and all these parts were printed in ABS. I did print them open air, but this room that I'm in right here, it's kind of, there's not a lot of traffic in it. It's closed off. You know, I printed all the parts for this in Polymakers ABS. Printed it open air on a borosilicate glass. With a Elmer's glue stick. And when I first started, had some issues of light lifting on the corners, but nothing that was terrible. And as I went along, I realized that as long as I kept that borosilicate glass really clean and a fresh layer, a good, generous amount of Elmer's glue stick on it. This thing just really doesn't want to go in there. I don't want to force it too much, but yeah, as long as I kept a generous layer of Elmer's glue stick on it, it did really well. And I wound up towards the end of getting all the parts printed for this one. Wound up with some really good looking parts. I mean, they're not perfect. Of course, they probably wouldn't pass the PIF program or whatnot. But that was one way I felt like I could save hundreds of dollars, was just print my own parts. And I did have a printer sitting here, and it's tuned in pretty good for the most part. I about squeezed all the performance out of it I can. That's what I have. And I believe I have done boogered these threads up because it don't want to go. Can't even get this M3 started in there. Try to roll this T-nut in. So I might have to pull this one back out. Yep. Yep. It's been a good little printer. What's going on here? Did I booger up the threads? Yes, I did. Don't want that one. I'm going to throw that in the trash. It's a good thing they give me plenty of extra. Not a lot, but with the kit that I did buy, the hardware kit, they did give me some extra. I went through and counted them. Yeah, that one's going to work. Let's see if I can get this one in here. So it seems like a lot of us have been having issues with gremlins here recently. Trying to use a screw to get it started. Maybe it'll roll in. Here are these LDO kits. Has something to do with I think the frames or whatever. It's the powder coating maybe that they use. It makes it a little tougher for these T-nuts to roll in. This one definitely is fighting me too. It doesn't want to go. Such a pain. Major pain. Might have just messed up another T-nut here. Oh, that one's good. So this thing is going to be fussy with me right now. Seems like it would have had me put these little T-nuts in as I was building the gantry. Could have just slid them right in there. That would have made it a lot easier. ain't wanting to go, fellas. Fighting me every step of the way. I just don't want to put too much pressure on it. Makes me a little nervous. Especially this being the x-axis, I don't want something twisted in here. And it's supposed to be. And I definitely don't want to have to fish a T-nut out of the top. It's messed up. There it goes. There it goes. Got her in there. Oh, the joy. And just get this thing slid into position where it needs to go roughly. Somewhere like that. It says only put one in here, so. Thing I do see that I like about these IGUS chains is they do have the strain relief kind of built into them, which is really nice. Seems like. All right, that's ready for a screw. Can't hang on to nothing today, fellas. I got butterfingers. Or the gremlins are out in full force. One or the other. There we go. Alright. There that is. And we'll just put a couple up top here. I wonder if I should shorten this. Maybe buy a link. It looks like it's pretty good. I'll leave it like it is, maybe. I think it'll be alright. We're gonna go with it. We're going with it. I like it. We'll just put us a couple screws in for right now, just to kind of, or yeah, let's see. Might have to leave that. Might leave that off because I'm gonna, like I said, I'm trying to find, because I'm doing this wiring myself. I'm going to have to find the correct length that I need to get myself all the way to the electronics bay. So that means I'm going to have to open up all these little doors right here. So once I find the length that I need, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold off on that. Yep, and these IGUS chains, looks like I got enough room right here to put a little zip tie underneath for the strain relief on that. Very nice. Get us another hammerhead T-nut. PJ days are great days, aren't they? Absolutely. It's Sunday. It's Sunday for me, man. We're gonna rest and relax and be comfortable, if nothing else. Let's see, what did I do with my... I had a little screw right here earlier that I was using to get these T-nuts in. I set it down, it's probably right here under my nose and I don't even see it. Just like everything. Just kind of put it down and it tends to be right there under your nose and you don't even know it. That's not gonna fit. I tried this. This fit down in there. Oh, there we go. Let's see if that rolls it in. Almost. What in the devil did I do with that screw that I was using? Oh, you took it. How do you do that? That's awesome. That's an awesome trick there. There we go. That one went in a whole lot easier. And let's see here. Yep. Just get this one in position. You slide it on down the road here a little bit. Not too far. So the good thing about these IGUS chains is in the manual it tells me that I need to print a strain relief that'll go right here. But if you have the IGUS chains, you don't need to do that. So that was one less 3D. Oh, you guys ain't gonna believe this. That screw I was looking for was right there under my nose. I don't know how I overlooked it that many times. Did you put it back there for me, Shawdell? Wow. So, I was asking in the beginning, there wasn't a whole lot of people in here. I have this Keenovo heater mat right here. It's 240 millimeters. I can't use it because it's in my way. I got parts in my way. I decided I wasn't going to drill and tap my build plate. Number one, because I'd have to buy the tools to do it with. I thought I had a tap and die set that would work, but I don't. So I'd wind up having to buy the tools to do that. And really, it seems like such a nice build plate. I'd hate to ruin it. And I actually ordered the correct build heater mat that I need. Does anybody need a? Like I said, this is a Keenovo. It's brand new. A Keenovo 150, 120 volt, 300 watt. Hold on to it for my next build. That's interesting, First Layer. You think there's going to be a next one? You think the bug's done bit me? It is a fun process building these things, I ain't gonna lie. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Alright, so now we're at a point to where, yeah, that looks like a good length right there too, because my Y travel is maxed, my X is maxed. It looks pretty good there. You have no doubt that there will be another build in my future, my friend. I hear you, buddy. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm probably going to take I haven't been very impressed with the mod to the switch wire. Like I said, at the end of the day, it just doesn't look that great. I'm going to say I'm biased towards the Voron at the moment. It just it looks really, it's like it's a solid printer. I like how all the documentation and everything's out there for it. I was promised, or not promised, but just told by the people who created the Ender 3 mod for the Makers Development Group. It said in their description that there was going to be said in the description that there was going to be like firmware offered for it and all this stuff. The plan details wasn't really that great. It's just drawings, 2 pages of drawing. Made it a little tough to decipher. It wasn't as well documented as the Voron builds are. So there we go. We got drag chains on. I'm probably going to have to go back and add another link back to this, to my Z chain there. That thing, it just feels like it could create some binding issues at the very top, and I don't want that problem. Might have to add that link that I took out back, but for right now, what I was after was getting these chains right here in. That way I could maybe get a length of wire and run it, and I could start building my harness. So that's what I'm after. We're there now. And I think, so all I need is 20 and 24 gauge wire. I have some that came with this, that's the 20 gauge. They didn't give a whole spool of that. And I have this big old spool right here of 24. Let's see there. That came with that Lineo wiring kit. I think the majority of everything that's coming from the top is going to be 24, less the wire that actually goes to the hot end, which will be 20. And I have pretty sure I have enough right there. And I'm going to leave me probably an extra whenever I get it down here into the electronics bay. That's the problem with boron. What's the problem with boron, John? You wind up building one and you become addicted. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Maybe just roll out one piece of wire, run it all the way down to my electronics bay. Leave me a good extra. Shoot. I hope I got enough wire here. If I don't, I'll just order some more. But leave me enough to make it throughout the whole area down here. Plenty of extra to cut off. And then, once I get to the point where I'm ready to start wiring it, I'll clip it to the desired length. And the reason why I went with the one boron is not enough. The reason why I went with the Lineo do-it-yourself wiring kit was because I've seen a lot of guys that were getting the kit builds and the pre-wired wiring harnesses, and I think one of my subscribers actually came in here and he talked about how he had ordered a pre-built wiring harness, and then he wound up going back and just crimping all his self and whatnot. So I'm probably I could probably lose a link in that, maybe even one in this one as well. Maybe. I don't know about that one. I think that one's fine. I might could get rid of a link back here for this one. But he said he went back and he didn't like all the long lengths of wire, so he went back and crimped them and did them all himself. So I was just like, well, I didn't like all that extra wire being lingering around down in the electronics bay either, so I'm probably gonna do it myself as well. I know it's a big thing to take on, but I know it can be done. So I'm just going to pop all these little doors open on this chain. You started with the 0, 1, then 2, 2.4s followed, and now you're thinking of converting your Caribou 3D Prusa based printer to a switch wire. That's awesome. So I guess it's kind of like the drone hobby. You build one and you're like, oh, that works really well, and I did that. So I'm going to build some more. So what's the trick to getting these little doors open here? I don't want to ruin it. One side's a clip. They both clip. There's got to be a trick to this, fellas, that I don't know about. Don't want to damage drag chains. Poor boy channel. Boron's like Pokemon. Got to get them all. Yeah. Got to get them all. Got to catch them all. And I imagine just like the drone stuff, you know, you get something just like, let's do this right here. This is the newest thing that's got everybody, you know, all in a tizzy, that tap. So they come out with a new upgrade or something that's the next latest and greatest. Oh man, I got to do that, you know. And then you're out buying new parts, hardware, stuff like that to convert it. Yeah, I'm sure that's probably how it goes. It's all the same. Isn't technology fun? Yeah, I think I could lose a link on this one for sure. Right here for the X Travel. We'll go ahead and pull that out of the way while I'm here. Yeah, that looks good right there. I like that. I don't think I need to lose anything for this one. That one's probably going to be pretty good. I'm going to keep that like it is. If they are IGUS chains, there should be a clip on the side. Yeah, that's what they look like. They're the same on both sides. I just had the bigger one open down here a minute ago. There's definitely a clip. I got the clips up top here, that way I can just kind of fold them open and open them up. I'll just be able to lay my wire in there and then run it down here to the bottom. But I wonder if this little pick that I brought in here, if that would pop them open pretty easy. Just trying to figure out the best way to open them up without, I don't want to damage them, you know. I don't want to leave any pry marks or anything like that on it. You know, she is brand new. I want to keep it looking brand new. Yeah, it's not gonna work too well. Fellas, if you would, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I need to step out just for a quick bathroom break. Alright, we're back. So I need to find I might have a small flathead screwdriver in here. This one that came with the little Ender 3. It's just looks like to me it's got some really sharp corners and edges. It might chew some stuff up. Everyone say see you later when he gets back. See you later. Maybe I should have opened all these up before I screwed it down. Am I opening it from the wrong side? Or trying to? First time ever messing with these Igus chains here. Should just pop right open real easy, right? Here we go. I think I figured out the trick. There we go. Yeah. I'm just gonna open these up. Until they're new. They don't want to open very easy. Okay, I see. Yes, sir. Shawdell 3D. Shawdell, he's always in here. He likes to mess with everybody in these streams. John, I don't know if you encountered him in some of these other guys' live streams and stuff. I love having him in here with me. Keeps you on your toes. He did have me believing that I built this printer inside out. I ain't gonna lie. That's a pretty good one. So we just continuing on with the inside out reverse engineered Warren Trident 250. It's the first one of its kind. Oh man, this is opening these things up. A lot of fun. Very, very time consuming. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's just make this easier. Sitting here playing around with this like that. I'm just going to have a seat. Stop trying to hang upside down and do this. Hey, Ben E. Brady. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. First time I've ever seen you in here. We're building a inside out, upside down Warren Trident 250. It's been completely reversed engineered. Just kidding. We're trying to follow the directions as best we can, as best we can read them. And we accept a lot of help from the community. If somebody has some suggestions along the way, we don't mind a little constructive criticism or some help. First time here, longtime friend of Richard Cleveland. Awesome. Awesome. Great guy. And I'm assuming that the only Richard I know at the moment that's been sitting in here with me is the first layer, and he's been helping, trying to, I guess, get my channel noticed a little bit more. And outstanding guy, and I appreciate everything that he has done so far, and letting people know in his community what we got going on over here, which is pretty much just a country boy from North Carolina trying to build his very first boron Trident 250, his very first boron period. But Richard has already been a big help so far. DeWitt 3D Canada is the one that inspired me to build this printer. Him and Steve Builds. I've watched both of their Trident build videos. I was looking to have an enclosed printer, and I came across their build videos. Okay, I'm figuring out the trick to this stuff now. Yeah, there we go. Oh wow, that's so easy. So much easier. But glad to have you in here with me, Ben. Everyone's welcome here. As long as you respect the wife, you all right. She has the band hammer, and she ain't afraid to use it. And basically all I'm trying to do right now is just get my cable chain set up. That way I can determine how much wiring I'm going to need. Because we're doing all this wiring ourselves. And there we go. We got all our chains open. Now, let's see how I want to do this. I know the wiring runs down 11:30 a.m. here in Central Texas. Nero Streams, Benny Brady, 1730 here in Budapest, Hungary. Oh wow! Everyone welcome except troublemakers. Shout out 3D. That means the Canadians. The Canadians are troublemakers. They've always been our peaceful neighbors to the north. Never had any problems with Canadians. First layer of the Canadian gremlins. What kind of tape did they use to wrap this stuff up with? Wow. I think I'm going to use my 20 gauge wire. It's going to be for my heater. And, I'm curious about something though. So the Fadis Audion that was sent to me, it came with a, let's see, it came with some wire. Fadis Rapido. I wonder if they sent me enough wire This seems a little different. It actually has Dean's connectors on it. I wonder if that's enough wire to make it all the way through these chains and to the bottom. Is this your first boron build? Absolutely, Ben. Very first. Very first boron build. That definitely is not enough wire. There's no way that's going to make it all the way to the bottom. Not from there. Yeah. Huh. So I wonder what that was for, put in there for. That's almost like a waste. They sent a length of wire for the thermistor, and the heater. Now imagine that wire is probably about the same length as the other one too. We're not going to use it. I don't want any connectors in between my cable chains. It just to me seems like it's a bad idea. I want one connection into the back of the tool head and one connecting into my board. You've got most of the parts for a V0.1, but you just don't have the space to build it because your wife and I live in an RV. Oh wow. Sounds like fun. Get you a picnic table and build it outside. You just have to pick it up, all your parts and everything at the end of the build. Where there's a will, there's a way, Ben. I'm just going to kind of lay that down there. Just kind of grab the length of wire. I'm going to kind of bring it around and just try to get me a general idea of where this thing is going to go in space here. Lay it through the cable chain. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do all this. And we need a little bit more wire. We're going to fake it till we make it. All I need is one wire to gauge the rest of the wires from, how long I need them, more than likely. And so with this Lineo kit that I had ordered, it actually came with pre-made heat shrink that actually has our gotta zoom in there. There we go. See, it's already kind of pre-marked for me. See, we got our heater, our thermistor. So we got all that stuff already pre-labeled. It came with some heat shrink to be able to do that with. I'm not going to use this until I actually am ready to attach my connectors for my controller board. So I have a little label maker in here. I'm probably going to run I'm thinking my best plan of attack is to run get a desired length of wire figured out here, maybe. Connect it up to the back of the tool head, And then, let's see here. I need to run that through this little jewel right here. But get a desired amount, figure out how much I'm wanting, and I'll just start at the tool head, one at a time. Figure out what I want and need, and label the furthest end with a little label maker. And whenever I get ready to attach it to the controller board, so there we go. That's plenty of wire to get me down here to the bottom. I think we're going to leave plenty to play with as well. And I'm just going to base all my other wires and cuts off of this length right here. And we're going to make a cut. I think that's going to be more than enough to play around with. Delmar Franks just made it. Had to update the YouTube notification from personalized to all. Waiting on Steve Bill's Micron stream at 1 p.m. Looking good. Hey, thanks, Delmar. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Steve Bill's too, and I may wind up stopping this thing around 1 myself, because I like catching up, getting in Steve Bill's streams and just seeing what he's up to and building. It is a lazy Sunday for me, but we're just trying to move along, and wiring is going to be probably very boring for everybody anyway. Steve Bills, he usually has some little giveaways he does. So yeah, I think I got plenty enough wire. I like that. Get me down here to the bottom. So we're going to pull this out. I'm going to cut me a second length, about that long, of this 20 gauge wire, and that should be everything I need for the heater. And then everything else is going to be 24 gauge as far as I know. I do know for the untap that I've done, this untap mod, I do know that they were requiring a pretty good sized gauge wire for that. So, but I don't know if I got enough 20 gauge here for it. Your landlord attacked you and you ended up in the ER. Then he filed an eviction case without any grounds and he lost. Christy and I moved out as soon as we couldn't put up with him anymore. Wow. If my landlord attacked me, I'd probably own this property. Be living in no RV. Okay, so there we go. That's unfortunate. So now I have my wiring cut. This is going to be for my Hottian. I'm a pretty mean guy. Anybody attack me, they probably gonna be the ones wind up in the ER. Or after I got out of the ER, they might wind up in there themselves. Ugh. So I still have a fair amount of 20 gauge wire left here, and I'm wondering if I should use one of these for my signal wire for my untap. Ben, why didn't you reach out to me? That is an extremely terrible situation to be in. Yeah. It's crazy. see, now I need to make a decision. Let me look at the manual here. Rent here in Texas it's crazy high. Only income is Social Security. Not in the best of health here, just a crotchety old man. I hear you, buddy. So what I'm going to be looking at is I'm going into. I think I'm going to go to KB3D site right here, and the KB3D wiki for the Stealth Burner PCB toolhead, and I'm just kind of looking. We got the heater HE0. We got the negative and the positive, so that's going to be 20 gauge wiring. It doesn't really tell you that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what it has to be. And it seems like to me you would want maybe the ground, the PSU ground, to probably be 20 gauge, because you have a ground, a PSU ground coming up to the tool head as well. So I might need to just cut me a third piece of this 20 gauge, maybe that big. And the crazy thing about it is with this one, and I'm gonna have to do something a little weird. I'm gonna be leaving the PC, or I'm coming from the PCB with this 14 pin Molex connector. Once I get down here to the controller board, I don't have a breakout board down here in the bottom. I thought about going with that, but it just seems like to me that was a whole lot of extra crimping and wiring and all that stuff. So I think I'm just going to bring it straight down and just keep track of all my wires that are coming out of here, label them for where they need to go into the MCU. I think that's kind of what I've got in mind there. Will it work? Maybe. I don't know. It's worth a shot. If I got enough wire here, I'm probably going to I'll do 2 of the 20 gauge for the heater, or the hot end. I'll do 1 for the ground for the PSU, and then my auxiliary, I'm going to do 20 gauge all the way out to the MCU for the untap, if I have enough. Things have been rough for you too. Ben E. Brady, I am so sorry to hear what you've been going through. Thank God for our friends who have the RV. God has blessed us. Awesome, Ben E. Brady. That is awesome. Things have been rough for you too at First Later. We are all in this world together. Thanks, John. That's cool. Let's see here. And I'm going to cut this off about right here. Let's see if I have enough for one more about this same length. I think I do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So basically what I've done is just cut 4 20 gauge wire lengths. One's for the heater, or 2 is for the heater, and 1 is for the untap. It's going to be plugging into the auxiliary on the PCB that I have installed on the Stealth Burner hot end, and the PSU ground. And then everything else, we got the NeoPixel LED. I don't need the probe signal. We will need the part cooling fan, thermistor, hot end fan. All those things are going to be 24 gauge. So I'm just going to take one of these lengths of wire that I've cut here, and I'm going to use it to gauge my 24 gauge wire for all the ends that I need for it. So basically, and then I'll set them off to the side and keep them separate from this 20. So basically what I'm trying to do is just get me a harness built. Wiring harness for my tool head. I'm going to have to run a couple more wires too for the X and Y limit switches. Poor Boy channel. We'll be splitting soon. F1 will be starting. Have fun with the build and see you in Steve's stream later when the F1 is finished. I hear you, buddy. Yeah, I'm probably going to be, I got what I was after. I'm trying to get me lengths of wire just started. That way I can start building this, tool head connector so I can get all the wiring down to my PCB. I just need to make sure, I mean, not my PCB, but my MCU. Just trying to make sure I got everything I need. So you have a good day, and I appreciate you stopping in. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. That's amazing. Our channel's grown a good bit. I think a lot of it has to do with the first layer, pushing my content out there. Hope to see you in here in the future. You have a good day. Enjoy the racing, man. Have a good rest of your Sunday. So, see if I can't get me a desired length of this 24 out. And I'm going to have to keep track of just how many wires I need to go to that MCU. There's my 24. And we're going to just clip this off right here. And now I have me a length of 24 made. One wire down, and heaven only knows how many more. John Bima. G'day, g'day. There's that relaxing background music. I'm glad you like the background music. Me and my wife sit down and try to think of what would be some good background music to kind of add to the stream. We didn't want nothing real hard hitting, kind of relaxing, not overpowering what me while I'm trying to talk. Because a lot of times I'm probably talking a lot of nonsense anyway. So. Alright, so I'm just going to stick all this wire together right here. So there's my 20 gauge wiring pre-cut. So I'm going to need, trying to get an idea how many pieces of 24 I'm going to need to get from the tool head down to the MCU. So I'm going to need NeoPixel data, that's 1. Part cooling fan 2. Thermistor 3. Thermistor 4. 5 for 6, 7, 8 for the extruder. 9 for the hot end fan. We're going to need voltage for the NeoPixels. So there's your 5 volt there. So see, I done lost count now because I'm talking out loud. I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm going to need 10 of these 24 gauge wires. And I'm just going to use this one to gauge from. So I don't think I'm going to be doing any crimping today because, like I said, I would like to catch Steve Build's stream and just end this a little early. Just popping in here for a couple hours. So there's 2. And I said I needed 10, right? Said I forgot that quick. But yeah, I'm pretty much waiting on my heater mat and some DIN rails too from KB3D. And again, if you guys didn't catch it, kind of did a public apology to KB3D. I said they sent me the wrong parts, when in fact they sent me exactly what I ordered. KB3D didn't have nothing to do with the heater mat. I actually got that from West 3D Printing, but I did get the DIN rails from them, and I said they sent me the wrong ones, when in fact they sent me exactly what I ordered. So I went back and ordered a new heater mat, the one that I'll need, through KB3D, and some new DIN rails. We'll be waiting on them, and they should be here Tuesday of this week. Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest, more than likely. Things seem to get here in pretty good time from KB3D. So now I have 3 wires. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be hitting that stream too. It's going to be 4 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. Or no. See, I'm telling a lie. I think 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I think he said it 1. See, now I'm lost again. Give the Mountain Standard Time there for us, first layer. That way, anybody's in here who hadn't seen you before, they can tune in and check out your Voron 2.4 build. Maybe they can get in there at the correct time. I know it is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time, and I look forward to it. So there's 4. A lot of wires going to be running through this thing. This is wire number 5. Long process. Guess it is nice to have somebody else kind of do it for you. At least to get you there. So there's 5. Now we're after 6. 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Oh, good Lord. Come here, you. Ugh. Dropping things. Guess it ain't as heavy now. I'm pulling wire away from it. Keeps sliding off my. And I am on wire number, 6. So I thought I'd probably be getting to the crimping and label making, but it looks like I'm running into 1 o'clock pretty fast. So I'll probably just get all my wires pulled and cut, and then once we get the rest of our stuff in, I'll probably schedule another stream for next weekend. So there's 6. If it permits, if I can get it done. So there's, let's see, 6, and we're on 7 right now. Anybody remember how many I said? Was it 9 or 10? There's 7. Yep, I got 7 wires. And here's 8. Measure twice, cut once. I hope they're gonna make it. Which I left myself plenty of extra. I had a lot of overhang coming into the PCB tool head, and even a bunch laid out underneath. I could wire it outside of the printer from underneath. 10. Okay, thank you, Ben. I appreciate that. So that was number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8. Which makes sense because it's a 14-pin connector, and I have 4 20 gauge wires already pre-cut too, so that makes perfect sense. So here we are on number 9. We're on the home stretch. And it looks like they give me plenty of 24 gauge wiring with this Lineo wiring kit. Plenty. Because I am on number 9 right now, and I still have a bunch left. Do you think they do that intentionally? Because they think you might be planning on building another one in the future. Just saying. Here is number 10. And there we go. That should be all my wires cut and ready to go. And I still have a bunch left of that 24 gauge. So hopefully I don't have to cut twice because I measured once. And I can visually see the difference between the 20 gauge and the 24. So here's where it's going to get really fun. The good thing about it is I actually have a multimeter in here, so I will be able to find the wires as I run them. I may just go ahead and run them through the cable chains instead of doing one at a time like I was thinking about doing. Let's go ahead and run them through the cable chains, find continuity, get them connected up, labeled later on down the road. That's probably what I'm going to do. That's a bunch of wire. Somebody mentioned possibly running like an extra wire too in the cable chains as well, which makes perfect sense. We may just have to do that. But there they are. It's a big wire loom. It's a lot of wire. It's a spaghetti noodle mess. Let's see here. Why am I doing this the hard way? Let's bring it on around here where I can get to it and see it a little better. I'll make all these ends the same length. Am I doing this the hard way, fellas? Lay it down through here, and I need to get it through this one right here. And we're just going to spin this jewel on around. Like so. Feed them through like that. I'm going to give myself plenty to play with up here. Oh, see, I went the wrong way with it. Went through the wrong way. Needs to go through this way. Glad I caught that. See, did I do that over here too? No, I didn't. I'm actually correct on that one. Alright. This one needs to go through like this. No. Oh yeah. I was going right. There we go. These, just going to go ahead and snap a couple of these closed here, just to kind of keep it from getting in behind, or in the way. And there we go. Have those hanging out here, and let me grab a zip tie real quick. I'm just going to zip tie that down really tight, just to kind of hold that in place so I don't yank all these wires through. And as I go, when I start wiring this thing, I'm probably going to be looking for continuity as I go. I might be doing this the hard way. I don't know. Never done it before. This makes sense to me. I'll grab a length that I need.
or a size that I need, gauge. First board that'd be easy to find will be my 20 gauge. So I'll grab those sizes. Start with those. Label them at the MCU end. Find them with my multimeter. Do a continuity check. See how that works. This is probably the hard way of doing this. Most everybody always builds their wire looms off camera, which is understandable, because this is a spaghetti bowl of a mess. So I actually pulled one of these little connectors off right here at this bend. It's laying down here. I'm gonna snap that in place. See, I can go ahead and snap these closed here. Snapped in. Where did you go? All right. This one back. It was right here in this bend. That got funny with me. Right. So this stuff, you ought to be able to pull it through no problem. We have to send you a bunch of colored wires. I hear you, John. Well, you know, I like the black wires. I really do. In the past, I've took, you know, some of my drone stuff and wanted it all to be, you know, just one solid wire color, because they used to come in all different kinds of colors and things. Let's see, I'll probably just go ahead and put a temporary zip tie right here. I have plenty of zip ties in here. I'm just kind of going to use them to hold things in place. But fellas, I'd say there's plenty enough wiring to get myself to where I need to get to with this thing. Don't you think? And it's coming up a little bit past 1, and that's pretty much what I wanted to do, was get the cable chains placed where I wanted them, and just get that stuff sorted out. It looks like it's going to do great. We got our wires run, and I'm pretty sure I actually have 14 wires coming through here, and I may wind up doing, as a viewer suggested, would run, you know, a couple extra wires in here for just later on. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there's 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 14 wires in here, and we have a 14 pin connector. So we should be in good shape for all our wiring for a tool head. And I just need to get this stuff down here towards the bottom where it needs to go. And then I'll have to get it all ciphered out. figure out what's what goes where, and connectors put on the end of it. It's going to be a big operation. It's going to take a lot of time, and I'm going to take my time with it. There's no rush. No rush at all. But yeah, it's gonna look really good. So we got a bunch of wire, and we got plenty of extra length sticking out here. Like I said, I could wire my control board outside of this printer if I wanted to right now. So yeah, I think this is where we're gonna stop with the stream. And when I come back, hopefully I will have an actual heated mat that fits my build plate. It should, and I'll have the correct DIN rails for this size printer, which will be the 300. I think they're like 369 is spec. But these are 370, which it seems like to me that the DIN rails that I'd actually ordered from KB3D, they said they're 320, but they were like a millimeter shy, so they were like 319. That was my fault. I ordered the wrong ones. Rookie mistake. It happens. And yeah, I'll get started connecting up. Probably connect the heater first, find the ends, and I'm just going to use a label maker at the moment just to label them, and then I'll actually use my heat shrink that came with my Lineo wiring kit once I get my controller board in here, and we'll put ends on it and get the desired amount I need to get it to the control board, and that way we can have some really nice, neat, and tidy wiring. Guys, I appreciate you stopping in here today with me and checking me out. Let's see, what's John Beema extruder equals 4 slash hot end heater equals 2. Yeah, hot end thermistor 2, end stop 3 to 5. Yeah, LEDs. Oh yeah. See, John, you reminded me I got to do I need to get my XY end stops. So I have to run 2 more through here, or no, 4 more through here for my XY end stops. So there won't be a end stop for the Z, because it's going to be actually using the untap as the Z end stop, and also as like a probe. Let's see, ADXL. Yeah, it adds up quickly. Yeah, so I did order a ADXL. I finally bit the bullet and decided that when I ordered all this stuff recently from KB3D and ordered an ADXL, and I'll have to wire all that stuff up. I'm probably not going to run the wires through the chain. I may just set it up to where I can put the ADXL on there on the outside, and then run my wires and connect it up to the control board. I didn't even realize that you could connect. I think it was another viewer that told me that you'd be able to connect the ADXL up to my actual controller board. You didn't have to have a Pi to do that, so I didn't know that. It was a question that I had. So now that I know that, I went ahead and bought an ADXL for it. It probably won't be on there all the time. I just put it on there whenever I want to do my my calibrations and whatnot. Let it do the automatic calibrations. All this stuff's new to me, so you're going to see a lot of rookie mistakes along the way, but we're going to show every bit, piece, and process of this printer, and I'm sure it's going to work just fine. We'll get it working one way or the other through all the trials and tribulations. I appreciate everyone stopping in today. Head on over to Steve Builds, check him out, and then at 4 o'clock p.m. Mountain, or 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, check out the first layer, or 1 p.m. Pacific Time, or 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You'll be able to find the first layer and check him out. He's building the 4 on 2.4. Appreciate all you guys being in here with me today. Y'all have a good day. Take care.